Hello, we're here live today with Shirlene Tells It Like It Is. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you all for tuning in today. But right now, as you've seen in my roll in, we had two fallen officers here in the Tampa Bay area on last Tuesday morning. And right now, we would like to take a moment of silence for that. Thank you. Today, my topic is about residents come to the aid of the fallen officers. In my studio today, I have three residents who was there at the time these two officers was on the ground, and they are the ones that called 911. Thank you all, ladies, so much for being here. Today we have Rose, Sweet. How you doing today?
Fine.
Okay, and then next we have Dolores. Renee is on her way. She's here, but she's getting herself together. How y'all doing today?
Fine.
I would like to say thank you all so much for what y'all did for our officers out there that early morning in the wee hour. Renee, I want to start. I'm sorry, not Renee. Rose, I want to start with you. Can you tell me a little bit, actually, what happened and how you was able to get out the door to know that we had two officers that was down?
Well, I was asleep, and then I just heard two gunshots. First thing I did, I didn't run outside immediately because I didn't know if there was going to still be any more gunfire. When I heard the gunfire cease, I ran outside and noticed that I only noticed one officer on the floor first. As I got up closer to the officers, I noticed it was two of them laying arm in arm. I just automatically went to try to help them, check their vital signs and try to, see if they were responsive. And as my friend was on the phone with 911, with the operator, trying to get assistance for the officers.
That is great. That is great. Dolores, how you doing?
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about how did you get involved in it and that time of morning?
I was in the kitchen washing dishes, and my two kids were about to go out the door to go to the store, and they heard the gunshot. So when they heard the gunshot, my baby girl pulled my oldest daughter back in the house, because she was like just standing there like in a daze, and she pulled her back in, and when she pulled her back in, they was like, turn off the light, Mom, turn off the light. So once I turned off the lights in the house, he come running by on the sidewalk and jumped our back fence. So once he jumped the back fence, they was like, somebody behind your car. I was like, behind my car? Oh, nobody better not be behind my car. So I went out the back though to see who was behind my car, and the gentleman came up. He was like, no ma'am, it's me. You got a cell phone? I said, yeah, I got a cell phone. Yeah, well, it's officer down, officer down. I said, officer down. So I ran and got the cell phone, and I dialed 911, and I started running outside to go see what was going on. When I got there, thinking it's one officer, it's two officers. And I say, ma'am, it is not only one officer, it's two of them. I say, can you please hurry up and send some assistance to assist the officers, because they're still alive. And she was like, well, hold on, ma'am. I said, hold on. I said, ma'am, you have two officers down. Can you send a helicopter or somebody to assist them? She was like, hold on, ma'am, hold on. Just hold on 1 second. Let me transfer you to TVD. So I said, TVD? I said, ma'am, you have two officers down. Can you, like, respond to somebody and tell them that they have two officers down, dispatch somebody? Because I know it's somebody around, like, in the area, because it's always officers in the area close by. So she was like, hold on 1 second. So she transferred me to TVD. When she transferred me to TVD, they was like, a non-emergency call, how can I help you? I say, you have two officers down. Where you at, ma'am? I said, I'm on 3212 North 50th Street, between 23rd and 26th. And they was like, okay, ma'am, 1 second. So I hold on for a minute. About 10 minutes went by. I said, have y'all dispatched somebody yet or sent the helicopter or somebody? And they was like, okay, ma'am, hold on. Let me dispatch somebody because we don't have no call saying that the officer's down. I said, ma'am, I'm standing right in front of your officers. Both of them is down. Is they breathing? Yes, they are breathing. Where you're located at again? 3212 North 50th Street.
I know you weren't that calm when you was talking to them.
Oh, no.
No.
I
was
just
like,
know you wasn't that
I
calm.
was like, oh, hurry up, please. I say, y'all have officers down, send a helicopter or somebody. Hurry up. And they was like, hold on. They just kept telling me to hold on and transfer me. But once they did dispatch the officers, one of them came flying from like Alamo Way, coming up to the scene. And I guess once they heard the sirens like running up on them, that's when one of the skinny officer, he had them pass. So once he jumped out the car, out the vehicle, he touched both of them to see was they breathing. And once he got to the skinny one, he just hurried up and pulled him, unloosened his vest, and just went to presuming CPR on him. And once they brought him back, and then they had the ambulance and the fire truck to come, and they took him. But
Rose, can you pronounce your real name for my viewers, please?
Whistling.
Wislin Lewis Paul Dawson. Okay, that is a beautiful name. I must say that is a beautiful name. Now, last night I had the opportunity to take these three, which Renee is here, but I had time to take these three ladies down to the Tampa Police Department because I was trying to get pictures of them for the Florida Sentinel, and I didn't want to go on the tree. I didn't want to stand on the wall. So when I picked them up and I took them down there, they was just amazed to see actually everything that was down there, because I was there the night before. And it was just a few things down, but last night it was so many flowers, candles, and it got so full they had to go inside with it. It was just a beautiful sight, and we're going to show you a few clippings of some of the footage that I've been going out in the community getting, and you will also see some of the sites of where the memorial site is also. It's just so sad to see the situation, and we're not talking about just the gentleman Dante that they're looking for. We have to also look at his family, you know, and my prayers and thoughts are also with that particular family as well. And everyone in the community chipping in and helping out, it's just good to see it's really happening. And like I said, I really thank you all ladies for what you all did, because last night while we were down there, we talked to the 911 dispatchers. And I was also told that when I spoke to them that they actually thought the call was a prank call. And I looked at it like, I said, you thought the 911 call was a prank call? And she said yes, for the simple fact that they have never had a citizen to call in to say an officer was down, which makes sense. It really makes sense to me that a citizen never called in. So I was talking to Renee, and I also was talking to Dolores. I said, well, why didn't y'all go and just hit their radio? But I want Renee, when she come in, to tell you all how she felt, because right now today, I don't know if y'all are getting, but Renee was telling me yesterday she's getting brief as, why did you help the officer? You shouldn't have the officer. You know, you should have just let him die. You know, but you don't know what you would say when you're there in the situation, because many times she'll tell you how she used to say, the heck with the police. But when you was looking at her life, she said she didn't look at color. She just looked at it was an officer down, a man down. So, and that's what really counts. And I'm just wondering, if you all had not been out that time of morning, how would they have seen the officers? Because the two cars was in front of each other, one behind the other, and the sirens and the lights was going on.
And they was out of the view.
They were out of view. Nobody would have seen them.
What do you mean no one would have seen them?
Because of the way they was laying at, and the position of their bodies, and where the cars was at. And most pedestrians, like even I do it, when I see the cops is pulled over, I move over to the next lane to get out of the way. And you know, some people, they might have been a little nosy and probably would have looked over to see what was going on, but where they was laying at, you could not see them unless you walked up on them. You know, and that's why when I first walked up, all I saw was one. Until I got up close, and then that's when I realized there was two of them there. And being that they have the police clothing that they have on is dark. It was dark outside. They were in the grass. So between their clothes and the grass, they were blending in with the atmosphere. Anybody else driving by would have been thinking that maybe they was at a house call. They would have never known that they were actually laying on the ground hurt. So, and we were pretty much the only people who came outside after everything happened. Everybody else was pretty much asleep. The streets was empty. And normally we have cops up and down that road. Normally the cops be at that, I think that's the Shell down the street from our house. Normally they be there parked in the store, you know, talking to the clerk. And I was just surprised that there was no officers in the area when the gunshots went off. I was very surprised because normally there's always cops up and down 50th Street. And that night when they actually needed the cops to be there, they weren't there.
Well, for you viewers just tuning in, we hear a lot when Shirley tells it like it is. And today my topic is residents come to the aid of 2 fallen officers. And like I said, I really like to thank them for being there and being up that time of morning, because I was actually sleeping. What woke me up is the helicopters was flying so low I could have sworn they was on top of my house. So I walked outside and I seen they was going back toward the graveyard. And then that is when I went back in, and my oldest son came in and he said, "Mom, whatever happened is on MLK." I said, "Is it that close?" He said, "Yes." I immediately got up, grabbed my keys, no shoes, just ran out the door. And that's when I went. I couldn't go around. They had the roads blocked on 50th Street from MLK all the way down to the interstate. So what I did is I took the bike street down MLK, went down 55th, and came back up to 26th Street. And I parked there at the liquor store, and I got out, and I grabbed my camera and started taking pictures and getting footage. Then I started talking to the officer, and at the time it was like officers, it was Vice, a couple of the Vice guys, I was talking to them that I know just from in the area and work in the neighborhood crime watch in our neighborhood. So I was just talking to them, and their phones were just ringing off the hook. They had got their family members, a loved one had got calls saying officers was injured, and that's all they were saying, I guess, on the news. And they were just calling to check on their loved ones to make sure it wasn't them.
Right.
So, like I said, that was a very sad situation, a very sad day. And like I say, I would like to thank you all for being a part of that. But I would like to take a moment now, and show you a little footage that we have right now to show you what we have been doing in the community as far as following the scenes of what has been going on. And then you'll see us down at the memorial as well. And I also took a picture of their address, which is 3212, that they kept repeating over the phone. And like I say, yes, granted, I understand 911 probably thought that it was a prank call, because their use of an officer calling in, saying man down, officer down. And like Rose said, and Dolores said, that it's so sad because when you hollering an officer down, not only was it one, but it was 2 officers. So that had to be a very hard feeling. And from my understanding, as of last night, these young ladies have not had any sleep since that has happened. But we'll talk about that later. We're going to take a moment now and take a look at this.